Hey, what's going on, everybody? Today we're going to be going over how to start trading, how to start day trading, how to paper trade, and what it takes to get an account, how to use the functionality of the system and the site for all your trades and the apps. And we're going to go over that first, okay? So let's share my screen, and I'm going to show you exactly what you need to start everything. And all these things you can do for free. So this is the site. It is called tradingview.com. So let's go to the very beginning so you can see exactly what you will see when you first start. And we'll tell you everything step by step what to look for. This is the first thing you're going to see when it first pops up on the screen. You're going to click products. You're going to click on super charts. This is what's going to pop up, okay? You don't have to spend any money to start trading. This is free. First thing you do is go to tradingview.com. Once you're at tradingview.com, then what you're going to do is you're going to click right here on the very bottom. Look to the bottom of the screen. You see where it says trading panel? Trading panel, you're going to click on there. I'm going to scroll it up just a little bit so you can see a little better. You see where it says paper trading? It's the first thing that pops up. You're going to click on paper trading. And when you click on paper trading, it's going to show, sorry, it's going to show you your balance by how much you have to paper trade, and you can set the balance to whatever you want so you can practice. I recommend practicing with the balance you're actually going to use for your trades. So if you're using a 50K account when you're first starting, and I'll explain that as well, you're going to start with just 50K inside your paper trading account, okay? And how you do that, you click on the settings. Let's go through the whole process. You click on the settings, you'll click on reset, you'll click the balance for 50,000, and then you'll press reset, okay? That's how you do that. That's how you do that, okay? And what you want to do is you want to you want to double click right here. Just double click on the candles on the screen. This is where you set up the colors for everything on your chart. So I recommend when you first get here, you want to click on canvas. You're going to click on here. You're going to click black and you're going to click solid. Now it depends on your preference, right? If you want white charts, white screen, no grids, you want to click there, okay, and you pick the color of your preference, right? If you want a pink chart, if you want a blue chart, purple, red, gray, doesn't matter. It is your personal preference, okay? You're gonna click there, and then you're gonna go back to symbols, and this is where you put your candles, okay? For me, I put gold for my three candles representing as a buy, and my three colors are silver for representing as going down on my charts, okay? And for example, when we say it's a buy, that's representing the charts going up. So we're looking for the charts to go up. So when we get a buy, and when it's a sell, we're thinking the charts are going to go down, then we're looking for a sell. Okay, so I'm going to explain that as well. Then you also want to come here, depending on your time zone, you want to pick the proper time zone. I am in Texas, so my time zone is UTC 5, Chicago. Okay, doesn't matter if it doesn't say Texas. Mine is UTC Chicago. That's what I represent as far as on my charts. It's going to give me the proper times for my Central Standard Time, and I'm going to use those. You're going to click OK. Once you set it up, it's going to stay like this, okay? So you make sure, I'll skip this part. Make sure you set up your account on TradingView first. So everything that you do saves, okay? So I recommend using one of your emails that you already have pre-saved. And if not, use the email, get a password, write it down, or you can save it to your device if you want to. So it's accessible and you're ready to trade, okay? We're gonna go over here now, okay? I'll explain to you what these things represent. This means a sell. A sell means we're betting the market is gonna drop, so we're gonna grab a sell. When we think the market is going up, we click this blue button for buys. That's what represents buys. So we'll click on that blue button for that. This middle portion It represents how much you want to trade with, okay? So basically, look at it like it's not just 30, as in $30. This represents the number three on a bigger time frame. Also, this is very important. I'm going to go here. This is where you pick your symbol. So if you click here and we said we're trading gold or we're trading NQ or we're trading ES or YM, these are different symbols that we utilize to trade with, okay? So we would just go here, we would type NQ and you see it will pop up. You see it's the first thing that pops up. This is for futures as it says right here. You would click on this, go to your trade, click on here. You see it'll pop up. This is the old trade I did. That's about 1400. Don't worry about that. That doesn't count. But yeah, you'll click on that and we do one more thing real quick, show you. And you'll go, so you double click on the candles one more time to get to your settings a little faster. You'll click on trading. You see where it says one click trading? For new traders, you do not want to have this clicked, okay? So you want to make sure you turn this off. And every time you do something, press OK so you lock it in. Now, the reason you're doing that, you see how this number in the middle goes away? Say, for example, we're in the trade, we're live on Google Meet with Bree, right? We're live and or we're on a Zoom and we say, oh, we're looking at a buy right now. You'll click on buy and this is where you put all your information for your trade. So once again, I'm gonna go back. If we're talking about buys inside the Zoom or the morning chat, we're going to press buy right here. This is what pops up when you first see your trade. When this pops up, a key important thing is the unit because this represents how much you're willing to bet on this trade. Okay. You see a one, the risk is $115 currently, right? What you always want to have on your trades is a take profit, which is here. All you have to do is click this button. Now you have a take profit showing on your trade and click a stop loss. These are the two things that are vital on your trades, okay? Now, when it's showing the risk USD, risk reward USD, those are the two different amounts. If it reaches your stop loss or your take profit, is automatically going to take you out of your trade. You're going to lose that number with a little bit over because the cost of the contract, and sometimes it's so volatile in the market that it means moves really fast. Contracts is what we're using as far as units, right? So if we're using one contract, we're using one unit, we're risking $115 at that time, okay? And you're not spending your own money, especially when you're paper trading, you're spending no money. You can paper trade for a month straight if you wanted to. Get familiar with how everything works, understand the strategies, do 100 paper trades correctly. I call it forward testing. Forward testing is paper trading, but forward testing is when you're doing it in the current market, you're practicing the actual trades that you actually would take. You carry that knowledge over to your actual account and you start making money right away. Okay? It's all a mindset. Trading is all patience and profits. Or patience and rushing your trade and getting nervous, not using your discipline and messing up your trades. Okay? So you might have the right entry, but if you over leverage means instead of risking just 100 or one, you get a little over ambitious and you say, you know what, instead of a one, let me do a 10. Now you're risking more units, right? So I know it shows a different number, but think about this 10, it's like risking $1,000. You'll be negative so fast in a trade and you do not want to do a 10. So when you're first starting, you want to start with a one. It is very important you only use a one when you're first starting, okay? Exit this out. So we're gonna start over one more time. This is your where you put your stock symbol, okay? This is where you put all your symbols, your crypto, your futures, your options, your forex. Every single pair, every single thing you're trying to trade goes there first, okay? Then is your time frame. Your time frame shows you different times in the market. Right now, we're on the 1 minute time frame. This means every candle is 1 minute. Okay, every single candle is 1 minute. 3 minute, 5 minute, 15 minute, 1 hour, 4 hour daily. You want to get familiar with this layout, how everything works. Okay, so if we're using the 1 minute for the trade, you know exactly where to go. We say we're trading gold. You're like, I'm on NQ. What do I do? You just click where it says symbol. GC is gold. Okay. You will click on gold. We're on the gold, 1 minute, and that's what we're looking for our trade. We notice the market is all the way down here. We're seeing this respecting this level here. When I say respecting this level, that means if we're at the base, right, it's the lowest floor, right? If we're in an elevator, you go all the way down to the basement, it is the lowest floor. It is the lowest low that it can go to, or we see that it's going. Well, we're looking for it to push back up. Okay. Now, say we get a lot of people in the elevator. What happens when you get a lot of people in the elevator? It goes up, it might jump down a little bit, and then starts to push back up. That's a little more high risk for the elevator. But in trading, that's what this is also. So when it pushes down, it starts to go up, might come down just a little bit. That's what we call a retest. When it retests that area, but respects it, that's when we know we're taking off. Okay, that's what we look for. Far strategy and candle reading and these boxes on the screen. I have videos already covering it, so we're just gonna cover the basics. Okay, so that's all we're looking at in this video. Now, if I said you want to add certain indicators to your charts, you would click in the very middle right here where it says indicators. Okay, indicators is where you add all your favorites to the charts. You add your invited if you get the algo from Bree, it's gonna pop up in here. You're gonna see you have all of the access to your invited indicators there, okay? And these are all my favorites. And if you're looking for a certain thing, for example, if we're looking for an EMA, you would look at the moving average and you would click on it. It'll pop up here and you drop down. And this is where all your indicators show in the same area, okay? So we covered the site of what you need to use. We covered how to paper trade. We covered how to enter a trade. Those are the three key components when you're first starting, okay? This on the side of my screen is my watch list, okay? This is just showing me the 4 things that I watch daily, so it's faster for me to get access to it, okay? So I'm gonna move this out the way. I'm gonna show you. So to add to your watch list, you would click this plus sign right here. You would type in the symbol you want to add. For example, gold, NQYM are 3 symbols that we trade. So I'll click the plus sign here, the plus sign here, and the plus sign here. It's going to add to my watch list. It's going to be over here. So when it's time to trade a different symbol, for example, if I want to trade a YM, I would just click on the top of here because for me it's on the top. You see here, it pops up here, so I don't have to type in anything, and it automatically gives me my chart, and it's on the 1 minute already. My indicators are still going to be there, and it's going to show me exactly what I'm looking for in my trade. Okay. Now, as far as setting up the indicators and everything, I have another video already ready to show you that. Okay. But I just wanted to cover the basics: how to enter a trade, how to paper trade, and I also said I want to go over the costs. I have another video that shows you how much each different company for futures, how much it costs. But I will tell you, all you need to spend is $50, especially when Apex Trader Funding is doing a discount. When it's 80% off, which it is currently now, my code is KRS. Okay? KRS. You enter my code, you're going to get 80% off on your account. It may show like it's 200 or something like that, but you're really only going to spend $42 and then like 50 or $47 when it's plus tax, but that's all you're going to spend to start trading. If and then there's the activation fee once you make 3,000 on your 50K account, and I explain all that in another video. And what I recommend if you're just learning this, don't spend $1. Don't spend any money at all. Practice for free, learn the strategy for free. We have different channels inside the Discord that covers every single thing you need to learn before you spend any money on accounts. Okay. You can learn all this stuff, all the resources, all the information is inside the Discord, available to you, accessible to you. And we do our classes often. I just did a class today. We usually do classes on Sundays, and I usually go over the recap of the market at nighttime. But sometimes we just share our charts. We share homework. We have homework weekly, and we go over everything, what we need and what's accessible and what's actually needed in the charts to be successful. Okay, so thank you for your time. The overall strategy, technically what we use is called the orb strategy, is ORB, orb. It means opening, range, break. That is the term analogy that we utilize, and that is the trade that we use. The orb is like a box. I think I actually show you the orb. I do that at least. So the orb is formed from the first 15 minutes of the market. Okay. So I don't think I have a video actually going over the orb. So this is very important. So as you see, I leave notes on my charts. I'll show you when I enter the trade, what to look for in the trade. So this right here is the order. Let me take all these things off so you can see the chart. Sessions off. Let's take the demand off so you get more lines. Let me erase my fibs. And I'm gonna show you how to get the fibs too. Okay, so since I just mentioned it, the fibs are right here, okay? It's the fib retracement tool. Added it to my favorites, but it's very important. And I also, so my favorites real quick. I forget where I was at. You want to add the fibs to your favorites. There's something I utilize daily. Horizontal raise is something I utilize daily. And if we go here, rectangles, something I utilize daily. I also use arrow marker to leave notes and mark on my chart so my students, my members can all have my trade ideas accessible to them. But let me erase this as well. Let's erase this. Why not? So as you see, this is the orb. It is the first 15 minutes. If you look right here, this is 8:30. So from 8:30 to 8:45 for me, for Central Standard Time, that is the first 15 minutes of the market. You're gonna mark up the high and low of the first 15 minutes of the market. That is what we trade daily. We wait for the orb. Sometimes we're getting into a trade faster at the opening, but I don't recommend that for new people at all. This is a beginner's class. I'm going to give beginners strong, important methodology. You want to be patient, wait until you trade. If we just also did a class, that's too advanced. We're not even going to cover that. But yeah, okay. The orb is the first 15 minutes of the market. This is what this box represents, okay? And ideally, what you would like is for it to push up above the orb, okay? Come back down, push back up, close above, and now we're looking for buys. Okay, it's giving us our trade idea, but that's a little more advanced. That's strategy. That's a little too much. But yeah, I'm gonna end it here because I don't want to get too advanced and mess you up. But we went over how to trade, how to take a trade, how to paper trade, how much it costs to take a trade. We also went over how to set up your charts. So thank you for coming to my basics breakdown of how to look at the charts as far as TradingView. That is the exact thing that we all utilize daily to trade. So if you join us, you're more than welcome to add you to the family, add you to the cookout. And if you're just here for a good time to learn this information, we welcome that as well. We want everybody to learn, earn, and grow. Working a 9 to 5 is not for everyone. And really important is the last thing. To be a day trader, you cannot quit your job right away. That makes no sense. You want to have, especially if you have responsibilities as a parent, as a person, as an adult, you want to be responsible. Be prepared for your future. Okay. So I would not recommend quitting your day job to learn this to try to be a day trader right away and be profitable. That's not going to happen. It's not going to work. I'm not saying it never works, but 99.99999% of the time it doesn't. It's because you're trading at a you're being very desperate. You're not being logical. You're not using your actual discipline. You need to save up some capital before you start the day trade. So, like I said, it's cost $50 roughly to start day trading with Apex account with 80% off discount. Discount code KRS. What I would recommend is take an extra shift of something so you can have that extra capital to try to invest when you're ready versus using something you worked for, saved for, needed for your recurring bills. That's not responsible. But yeah, thank you for your time. I definitely appreciate you. And I'm going to link the next couple of videos I have for free on YouTube so you can watch them and we can learn this trading thing together. Have an amazing day. Thank you.